I wish this wasn't a movie. Now, hold up. I'm not shitting on this movie yet. Let me finish. I just wish this had been put on YouTube under the guise of like a hiking film or like a paranormal investigation or a hunting, video. I think if it had, people would have eaten this the fuck up. The problem with Sator is that it is a movie, and while it has absolutely phenomenal cinematography and mood, it doesn't convey its plot really well, and there's not a well-told story, so it leaves a lot of scare potential on the table. It's also one of the few movies that gets better once you research the backstory, which I only did after the fact. Sator follows a family that is plagued by a mysterious creature called Sator, who speaks to the family's nan. Now, this movie's made up of a bunch of wide shots, trail cams, interviews, and for some reason when I watched this movie, especially when I watched the interviews, they really unnerved me. Like, they seemed really almost too well written, and they're super unsettling. And the reason that is because this is the real life story of creator Jordan Graham's grandmother and her relationship with the entity Sator. Yes, in real life, Jordan's grandmother believed that she was visited frequently by an entity called Sator, to the point where she would talk about Sator to the family like they were a person who just popped around for a visit. That's fucking terrifying. She would also be afflicted with automatic writings, which is like a phenomenon where someone writes notes or letters unconsciously, entirely unconsciously, and usually not in their own hand. What? Sorry, Nan. If you start doing that shit in my house, you're fucking out, and I'm going to the pound to get a new Nan. That's fucking terrifying. That's so scary. Jordan openly states that he doesn't know if Sator was like a demon or an entity or whatever, or if his grandmother was mentally ill. But the writings and interviews in this movie are directly from his grandmother, and that fucking unnerved me. Like, that's why it feels so realistic, because it is. Unfortunately, his grandmother passed away when this was being like filmed, so it stays a family mystery. Like, there's no real context. We don't get any more of it. There's no more information coming out. But I do think the movie gains a fair bit of creep factor if you know that going in. So I'm telling this to you, dear viewer, if you are going to watch this. 99% of this movie is just watching character Adam, who's played by Michael Daniel, eat food, walk his dog, check camera footage, and just hang out in his cabin while you try to piece together what he's doing. It plays a bit like horror movie charades. The whole time I was like, okay, Adam, okay, so you're looking for something. You're looking for something in the cabin. You're looking for a torch. Are you looking for a torch? No, you've got a torch. I can see your torch. Okay, what is he? He's grabbing a bear trap. Okay, we're trying to catch something. He's trying to catch something big. Is it a bear? Is he being stalked by a bear? No, he's not something bigger than okay. Oh, is it a werewolf maybe? No, he hasn't used silver. What is he? Is he setting up the bear trap? No, he's not. He's setting up a camera. Okay. Is he trying to... No, it's not a camera. Is it a... Okay. Oh, it's a trail cam. He's using a trail cam. Okay. Something comes through here at night that he's trying to catch on camera, and it won't come if he's looking. Okay, so we set up a trail... And you just do that for the entire movie because there are no explanations. Even when Adam's interacting with other characters, you have to piece the whole thing together by contextual clues because there's no introductions or names given. And I think that is a large part of why this movie will fall down for most people. I know Graham was likely trying to make it super realistic and scary because, whenever I see my brother, I'm not like, oh, hello, brother Izzy. Like, you know who they are. But if you're not going to have any dialogue, your contextual and environmental storytelling needs to be like fucking primo top notch. And unfortunately, it's just not here. This movie is the definition of slow burn, and it's only 85 minutes long. And I think it feels more like a slow burn because you're trying to process so much information in every shot to work out what's going on. It makes it feel like an age. However, when this movie wants to be creepy, it can 100% be creepy. The ending goes off with a bang. It's just that the 80 minutes before that dawdle along. And unfortunately, that makes it a hard movie to recommend. Like... This movie is for like 1% of people, and I do think that those people are going to fucking love this movie. It actually reminded me a lot of Lake Mungo. Like, Lake Mungo is a slow build. People forget. People are like, oh, Lake Mungo is so scary. What a great film. That's the definition of a slow build, and it only pays off right at the end. This movie is a bit like that. And it had the setup to be better than Lake Mungo. I think I was more interested in the setup to this film, but it just, unlike Lake Mungo, it does not wrangle its story together. It doesn't tell its story well, and it suffers for that. I recommend watching this if you love slow burns and you're like the type of person that will watch, YouTube videos of a paranormal investigation where something might not happen in the end, or if you watch like hiking videos, you're happy to like watch hiking videos. This is like a spooky virtual hike. That is what this does really well. If you are doing like some sort of cinematography at uni or whatever, and you're trying to like study a film, this is fucking great. This is really good cinematography. But if you don't like slow burns or you need a lot of story in your horror, stay away from this film because it's not for you. This movie isn't a disaster. It's a great study of cinematography, and it's a great study of how you can use personal real life events and make a film and adapt them to film. And you can tell that Jordan has really good horror chops. He wrote, directed, edited, produced, and composed this movie entirely on his own almost. And while it doesn't have enough pace to keep the interest of most people, it is really unique, it is really interesting, and I will definitely be watching whatever he comes out with next because he has so much potential. But I think for the masses, this is just not the film. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for another review. Peace.